So this is my 2023 Ford Ranger Raptor. I've had it for just under 12 months, almost 12 months in about 2 weeks time since I've had it. It's just clicked 19,000 Ks, so I'm going to let you guys know the 10 hates of the vehicle and the 10 likes. So best of both, and give you my opinion on the vehicle after having it for this long. So originally I wasn't going to get a new Raptor. The grey Raptor that used to be on the channel, the first gen, ended up selling it, and I actually wasn't going to buy a new one until Ford invited me to the event up in Brisbane, and we drove the thing around a track, and I ordered one that day. As soon as I got out of it, I ordered a new one. So we're going to go over everything I love about it and everything I hate about it. So we're going to be starting with the exterior, and then I think we'll do one hate to one like all around the vehicle, and that way you guys can kind of get a bit of a gauge on how I'm feeling about the car after having it now for 12 months. First thing I love about this vehicle is the way it looks. Its presence, the front end, the big Ford grille, the way it's just its stance, especially when you put modified tires on it and wheels, the aggressive stance that it has and its presence in the front end. It looks aggressive, it looks intimidating. So the looks is probably one of the first things that I actually liked about the vehicle, was how the front end and just the stance of this thing and how it looks. What do I hate about it? The fact that you can't put 35s on this thing from factory. You can't just fit them on and everything clears. I think that's a bit of a downer. There's not much that Ford would have to do to make these things fit just standard. Just had to trim that out, that little plastic corner, to fit the 35s on there. And I hope they do that on the next generation Raptor, is be able to put 35s on, even from factory. Opting for 35s would be really cool, just like they do in the US, 35s to 37s on the F-150 Raptor. So to be able to put 35s on this thing, just straight standard, they fit, clearance, everything, would be absolutely fantastic. So the next thing I love is obviously the engine. Twin turbo, V6 petrol. Here we go. If it had a diesel in it, I wouldn't have bought one. If it had a V8, I still wouldn't have bought one, I don't think. I think V8s are just completely overrated. Yes, they sound good, but this thing with a blow-off valve, the turbos, it's just so much more fun for modifying than what a V8 is. So I really liked it. It's got a twin turbo V6 in it. The aftermarket industry for this thing has just exploded, just like the guys from Fabulous doing their intakes and stuff. I would love to see Ford Performance do more work into different pipe work and things like that you might be able to get from Ford Performance. Bigger intercoolers for this. Things that are backed by Ford. Beef these things up a bit and make them a bit cooler than just having this plastic pipe work. It'd be cool to get Ford Performance parts directly from Ford, and they're going to make a lot of money off that sort of stuff. And if it's warranted with the vehicle, then people are going to go down that path. If it's going to keep their warranty, they're definitely going to look into modifying it to make it faster and more powerful and whatnot. That's a love. The twin turbo V6 is something I love in this thing. So much fun. Okay, so another hate, something that I hate about the vehicle is there's no AC seats. I think when you're paying a premium for a vehicle, I think you should be able to get AC seats, especially when you're buying a Raptor. I know the Platinums and stuff come out with AC seats. There may have been some hindrance with Ford being able to actually fit the air conditioning vents and stuff in these seats because they are shaped the way they are, but nothing's impossible. And especially living here in Australia, black leather seats, I think AC would have been a great thing for these seats to have. I really think this vehicle should be, again with the Ford Performance stuff, if this had the ability to have harnesses, I think it would be a big plus if Ford Performance had opted this thing to have points on the two front seats to have harnesses, because this vehicle can be crazy. You can definitely put this vehicle in some situations that wouldn't be fun, but it would be great to see in the next generation that things like harnesses are an option you can buy from Ford from factory, to put harnesses in this thing if you want to go out and drive it on a track and stuff like that and have some good fun. So we've got Fox 2.5 live valve, internal bypass shocks. The thing is absolutely a weapon when you want to jump it and have some fun. Absolutely love the suspension in this thing. and it is also part of the reason why I bought the Raptor, was to be able to drive my driveway. It's about 10 k's of dirt road every day I drive. Super fun. I've actually got purpose-built jumps along the road as well that I can hit pretty fast in this thing. I call them speed bumps for everyone else, but they're actually jumps for this. So yeah, I've got the perch kit that I sell on my website installed in the front of these shocks. Had that in now for about 6 months, going absolutely great. I love it, and it just picks the nose of the vehicle up a little bit. So if you want to grab a perch kit for your shocks, if you just want to pick the front end up a bit, lift that nose, available on the website. But yeah, suspension is another thing I love about the Raptor. So another thing I hate about the Raptor is there's no tailgate step. So in obviously the standard Rangers and Wild Track, you have the side step to be able to climb up into the back of the tub here. In America, Super Duty, F-150, they all have a clip-in tailgate step here on the back, so that way you can pull the step down, climb up into the back. To have better access into the back would be great. And I still think, even regardless of the exhaust tips, Ford mentioned that they couldn't get the side step in the tub. I think they still could have fitted it in there. I just think that might have been a time thing with engineering and stuff like that to get around it. But yeah, tailgate step is something I don't like. I wish we had it. While we're here at the back, another thing I love is the ARB integration from this thing, and the guys at Ford working with ARB across the entire Ranger to be able to fit ARB accessories very easily. I'm going to get the dual compressor that goes in the back here in the tub and get that fitted. But just, yeah, the ARB accessories, I'm glad that Ford worked with them to have all the integration of parts. There's not too much for Raptor, but can definitely do things like the compressor and a few other bits and pieces on Raptor that are similar to Ranger. So I really do like that Ford worked with an aftermarket supplier to do things like that for us. Here's a sneaky thing of what's coming up. There's a fridge slide there, so I do have plans for the back of the tub. I've got a bunch of stuff on its way. We're going to be getting this thing all built out coming here in the near future. So coming into the interior, one thing I don't like about Raptor is the fact that we didn't get the panoramic sort of moon roof, or whatever you want to call it, and also the glass in the rear. We didn't get the rear sliding glass like the US got. I don't know why. It can't be an ADR thing, I don't think, because Triton has it. So I would have liked to have seen us have the rear sliding glass and also have a sunroof in this thing. Would have been pretty nice. So unfortunately, yeah, that's one thing I don't like. So one thing I love about Raptor and Ranger in general is the tech that you get. So just the things like the instrument cluster, the screen and everything, the larger screen. Especially when I go into like town, into Newcastle and things like that where I live here, I can just quite easily just tap the park button. It'll come up with where I am. I tap that and then it'll show me that I can start parking here, press start parking. I can do everything from the screen. I don't have to actually use my phone or go and buy a parking ticket when I'm parking it. I can do everything from the screen with things like the Easy Park app and stuff like that. So I do like that. CarPlay can be a bit of a pain sometimes. 90% of the time that connects straight away. There's 10% of the time where it just doesn't want to play the game. But just like phones and things like that, I'm sure that's stuff that they will eventually iron out when it comes to the bugs and things that they have to fix in the software. So, but yeah, most of the time it's great. So tech in this thing, I absolutely love it.
The vehicle detects that it's now got a trailer to it, so it then sends you into a menu and it says, have you got a trailer connected, do you want to go in? So just press continue, and then it takes you into this menu which allows you to do a whole array of things, but one of them is the trailer light check.
Especially everything on the instrument cluster and the way you can change it. You can set a shifter and stuff like that. You can change from your turbo to transmission temps to coolant, all the different, you can change and customize it exactly how you like it. The tech in this thing, I absolutely love it. One thing I don't like about a part of the tech is the automatic high beams. It's a great idea, but I just don't think the software is there yet to be able to determine when a car is approaching and stuff fast enough. If you're on a rural road, it kind of gets confused, and then if you're on a highway and a lot of vehicles are coming at you, it says that I think it's intelligent lighting or something like that, high beam won't work, so it tells it's not available right now. So that pops up all the time when I'm using it of a nighttime driving the vehicle, and especially when you've got it integrated into light bars and things like that. I normally turn the light bars off, but it'll constantly come up that it's not available, or you'll see it trying to adjust and flicking on and flicking off when you're driving in traffic. It's just the tech's not there yet, so I just use high beam basically. I just turn the automatic stuff off and just use it normally how anyone else would in any other vehicle. But it's a great idea, but unfortunately it just kind of wigs out and gets confused and doesn't really know what's going on. So one thing I love is the switches in the roof. I absolutely love these auxiliary switches. Obviously aux 6 is my high beam, and then you've got all these other switches that are located around the vehicle. So I've got aux 5 is also my side little pod lights here that I have on the windscreen. So I've got one there and one there. The ditch lights, so they're hooked up to aux 5. And then the rest of the auxiliaries are all around the vehicle. So I'm going to hook the compressor to one of these. I think it's 4 that you hook the compressor to, which is the one in the back of the tub. But this is something that I love, that you can just hook things directly to these. The outlets are all around the vehicle, whether it's in the front, in the rear, and you can hook up your accessories and whatever else that you like to with these switches. So that's one thing I love. One thing that I don't like is the fact that you've got the basic sort of tie downs that we've had for about, I don't know, 50 years in pickup trucks or utes or whatever. I just think that more needs to be done inside the tubs, as in the ways of like sealing it, because there's just, if you're going to put a roller shutter on this thing or a soft cover or any sort of hard top or anything like that, no matter what you do in a tub space, the dust is just crazy. There's gaps up underneath the other side of here where it allows all the dust in. So this is one thing I don't really like about tubs these days, is that you've got to do so much to try and seal this area off from things like water integration, things like that. So I think if manufacturers could focus on trying to seal these things up better, the way they form them and mold them, and that they're a bit more watertight, and then you could have like water plugs in the tub to be able to let the water out and things like that. That would be really cool. And also the floors of tubs have never changed. They're just ribs. So I think if in future vehicles, like the floors of the tub, the center section here where the ribs are, could be like nut zerted, or as you can see, I've nut zerted into this thing, my ARB fridge slide. I think if you could put some sort of track system that was built into the floor, I think that would be really, really cool, to then be able to tie things directly down and not across to each tie down point. You can pull them straight down, whether it's a box you've got in there or you're transporting something. But just more integration into the floor to be able to add things like this without having to drill in it to yourself. You could just add accessories very easily, just bolt in, bolt out sort of applications. And yeah, same goes with the tailgate, the ribs on the tailgate and things like that. I think if this was a nice flat smooth surface, or even storage built into the tailgate some way, just utilizing the tub area, because we are using these vehicles for a lot of other things than just throwing stuff in the back. They're being fitted out with drawers and fridges and all that sort of stuff. So just would like to see more put into the tubs, effort wise. They're going that direction with power sockets, lights in the tub, but yeah, I think a lot more can be done in the tubs. So that's one thing I don't like, is there's not enough focus being placed on the tubs themselves. One thing I love about Raptor is definitely the interior. I absolutely love the interior, the way it's designed, it's laid out. Again, there is the features like the seats that I wish were AC cooled, but the interior just in general is just a really nice place to be. The steering wheel is absolutely awesome. The shapes, the designs, I absolutely love the interior of the Raptor. And it's also part of the reason why I bought it, because I just like the way that it feels. Although I still do think that the first gen seats were more comfortable than these.
Concerned?
You love going sideways,
got lost
mate.
on the road. I don't know how we're going to go out.
This is a GoPro off.
They're both yours anyway.
You're filming me, I'm filming you.
I'll film you, film me.
Film you, film me.
I'll film you, film me. Mate, you wait till you see some of the camera work I'll do.
Oh, I can imagine. I still love these seats. Wish they were AC cooled, but yeah, I think the first gens were a little bit more comfortable than these seats are. But as in for design of the interior, I absolutely love it. One thing about the interior that I don't like is that there's a lack of storage, especially in the back. So just underneath the seat, you've got these small compartments. They're pretty much the same and have been the same on Ranger for a long time, these two compartments here. I just wish that these two compartments were bigger, or it was one big compartment that ran all the way along. Obviously you got drive shaft issues and stuff in there to limit that, but I think if the design was changed a bit and better thought process put into it, you could definitely have more storage in here. So right now I've just got medical kits, I've got some straps in case I pick something up and need to tie it down. I've just got interior wipes and things in there in a bag. I've got a tarp here in case I have to pick something up and cover it. But I just think that the storage in Raptor, especially in the cab, could be way better. Even having maybe some false floors underneath here where you could store things like straps and recovery stuff and tire pressure gauges and things like that. So yeah, one thing I don't like is the lack of storage in the Raptor. Another thing I love about Raptor is the sound system. I can't show you guys the sound system because I'll get demonetized, but I absolutely love this sound system that's in this thing. It's absolutely awesome. It cranks the B&O system in this thing. So the sound system is another thing that I absolutely love, as in regards to kind of complementing the tech and things like that. But the sound system in this thing is awesome. So another thing in Raptor I don't like would have to be the room in the back seat. There's just not a lot of room. They've bolstered the seat to be able to fit your legs in here, but like that's my standard driving position. I'm a pretty tall dude, so I need that extra leg room to be able to drive the Raptor, and unfortunately it's just not enough room in the back seats. So if the next generation, the cabs could be stretched ever so slightly, maybe 3 inches, just to give the back seat passengers that little bit more room when they're sitting in the back, that would be really good. But yeah, that is my standard driving position there, where I've got the seat. As you can see, it protrudes pretty far back past the front pillar of the cab, so a little bit more room, especially if you're going to be running around with adults and stuff in the back, would be great to have a bit more leg room in Raptor. Probably just adding on another little thing that I didn't remember is this USB-C USB socket just here. Just a stupid place to put it when it's right near your feet there. It's obviously easy to run the cables there back to sort of the head unit or back to a power supply, but I just think that it's kind of a dumb place to put it when you kick it. If the kids leave the cable in there, they're getting in and out, they kick it and stuff. So I would love to see things like that integrated into the doors or something. Maybe if you had like USB sockets just here where they could just plug straight in, or on the sides, or just somewhere other than where they're going to kick it with their feet. So that's just a bonus dislike. Another thing I love about the Raptor is the R mode. So if you don't know what R mode is, it's just here on the steering wheel. So you can basically go through and set all the settings on Raptor that you love. So the way you want it to drive, whether it's sport mode, Baja mode, exhaust, open, suspension settings, steering settings, and then you hold down R mode and it'll set all those settings. I do have a shorts video on the channel. If you go to look at my shorts, there's a video there of me actually doing that and setting it up, so go check that out. But we press my R mode, it'll show exactly all the settings how I want it set. So we'll just zoom in there, and it'll start to change all my settings. So it's gone into R mode now. So basically R mode has gone into Baja, 2-wheel drive, Baja exhaust, sport suspension, and that's how I like to drive the vehicle. And then we've got 2 high just here, so it's selected all those for me. So if you wanted it to be in sport mode or any other sort of mode, you just press R, it'll do all those settings for you, and you don't have to go through and change all the settings yourself. So that's one thing I definitely do like about Raptor. I would love to see, just like Ford got with ARB and did a bunch of aftermarket parts, that's one thing I love about it. But the fact that Ford Performance haven't really done anything for Raptor, I'd love to see things like harnesses for the seats, or it might be lighting kits for the Raptor, or Ford Performance intercoolers and upgrades and things like that. Even if they're working with third-party companies to produce that sort of stuff on the next generation, that would be really awesome to see. more performance stuff and Ford Performance branded gear for Raptor that's factory backed, where you can increase the power of your Raptor and still maintain your Ford warranty and things like that. So I'd like to see that in the future. So that's one thing I don't like, is that there's not enough Ford Performance stuff out there you can buy. The biggest question you guys probably want to know, have I had any dramas with my Raptor? No. I haven't had anything go wrong with it so far. It's been absolutely bulletproof, and I've been punching this thing along this driveway every day for 20,000 Ks. And you've seen videos of me jumping it and stuff like that, and definitely putting this thing through hell. But it's been an absolute great vehicle. I do punish it and I drive it like it's been designed and engineered to do, but I still do look after it. I don't just run it into the ground and not service it and not look after it. If anything does come up, I'll definitely let you guys know. A bunch of loves there, things I do love about the car, a bunch of hates, dislikes about the car, and things that, as evolution goes on with the Raptor, hopefully those things will be addressed. But for the most part, this has been the best vehicle I've bought. This vehicle is my first ever brand new vehicle I've bought off a showroom floor myself. So I've had brand new work cars in the past and things like that, but this is the brand new car that I bought for myself off the showroom floor, and I absolutely love it. So it's been a great vehicle. I'm going to keep driving the thing, going to keep punishing it. We've got plenty of mods, more mods to come on this thing. Just waiting on a few companies to get back to me, but yeah, we're definitely going to be doing more to the Raptor, more mods coming. So drop it in the comment, anything that you've had go wrong with your Ranger Raptor. I see a bunch of stuff out there on the forums and things like that as to problems that different people have had. But yeah, let me know in the comments, have you had any dramas with your Raptor, your next gen Raptor? So yeah, and guys, there's heaps coming on the channel. Like I said, I've got companies that I'm focused on working with the Raptor right now. All the companies that are already helping me build the Raptor, I've got some more coming. And then we're also doing a full new build series on the F250. It's going to be coming back onto the channel a fair bit more. I've had a lot of stuff going on in my personal life lately, so I've kind of been a bit slow on the YouTube videos and things, but slowly working towards getting some more videos out. But yeah, I've just been absolutely hammered getting things done in my personal life. So yeah, which is fine, can take a break every now and again and kind of reset. And yeah, hopefully you guys are still enjoying the content. If you've just new subscriber, thanks for coming and watching. There's tons of content on my channel for you to go and watch. Jump on my website, grab some merch, grab some gear, support the channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. See you later.